Peel Engineering had produced the single-seat P50 microcar since 1964 and the Trident two-seater since 1965, and towards the end of 1966 they decided to cease production of the microcars, probably because they'd sold as many as they thought the market would take at that time. So they moved on to designing a completely fiberglass body, which they called the Viking, to use for minis. And the thinking was that they weren't going to sell complete cars. They would sell bodies to existing mini owners who'd perhaps owned their minis for about 5 or 6 years, and the bodies were getting a bit tatty, and they could buy the Peel Viking body and fit it to their car in lieu of the worn-out original mini body. And Peel Engineering styled the Viking body themselves, and it was really quite an attractive body. It was quite common for various different companies in the 1960s to build special bodies for minis. The best known was the Mini Marcos. The Viking had quite a lot of competitors. I personally think that it was one of the nicest bodies that were styled for minis in those days, but again they didn't produce it for very long, and as far as is known only about 27 Viking bodies were actually made by Peel Engineering. I think probably the average mini owner who was reasonably skilled at working on cars wouldn't have too much difficulty in removing the mini body and fitting the Viking body. I suppose if necessary they could get somebody to do it for them. I don't think Peel Engineering really did any completed cars, except I remember one demonstrator that they had, which was raced successfully in autocross by George Gelling, who was the manager at Peel Engineering at that time. So yes, it wouldn't be a too difficult job, I think, for somebody to convert their car into a Viking, and of course a number of people did.